Hey, this is Carlos Cavallo with dating advice for women from the Dating Advice Guru. Yeah, that's me. I'm giving you secrets to unlock his heart. I want to give you some dating tips for women, some things that are practically applicable in your life. And today, what we're going to talk about is, are men commitment phobic? These are 4 myths that will shock you. Okay? The first thing is the question of common wisdom. Common wisdom often tells us what we should and shouldn't do, and what the reasons are for a guy's behavior. And one of the most common ones is, of course, commitment phobia. Now, he's a commitment phobe, of course, if he doesn't choose to move forward or press forward in your relationship, or if he retreats and then panics and then runs away when things start getting heavy. Well, the common wisdom would say that, well, that just means he's a commitment phobe. He's afraid of commitment. But that's not necessarily true, as we're going to see. The first myth is that men always want to chase, that we always need to be chasing you. Now, this is actually true to a degree. For a large part of the relationship, he should be initiating. He should be the one that's pushing things forward and making things happen. And that's how you get a lot of reassurance that things are, in fact, for real. It's true, but not always. You see, well, you wouldn't believe it if he didn't initiate, right? You wouldn't believe that he really loved you. You wouldn't believe that he really had feelings with you if you didn't initiate in some way, if you didn't press forward with a relationship. You need to see that. That's proof to you that he actually is into it and his feelings are for real. Because if you said it or you made him do it, well, then it might not be real, right? He might have just been going along with you, and you'll always be asking yourself the question, did he really want to do that? Now, the reality is, of course, that we do want to chase, but at the same time, we also like a reprieve now and then, which means every so often you need to initiate and let us know that we're on the right path. We need to know that we're doing the right thing, that you do have an interest. A lot of women go the other direction and they don't express any interest and then wonder why the guy doesn't follow up. You do have to give him something to, I don't want to say lead him on, but give him hope. Myth number 2 is that men want easy women. I love this cover of Office, Hussy. Men want easy women. Is that true? Well, it's a test, first of all. It's a test that we often give, and guys don't even realize they're doing it. Yes, we do want easy sex, but at the same time, we don't want it. We're biologically pressed to move forward as fast as we can. However, we also know on a certain level, and this is programmed in all men, by the way, that if we go too far too fast, that it's not for real, that it's not a real thing that we can actually build a relationship on. Okay, so in there is this dual, I call it the double-edged sword of, yeah, we'd like to get the easy sex, but afterwards we're left with that feeling of, I don't know about this. So we, of course, don't mind on a certain level if it's held back. So again, this is where I give the advice. You really don't need to sleep with them on the first date. It's not necessarily. And you got to ask yourself, are you easy? There's the players out there. Those are the guys that push forward at all costs to try and get the fastest sex. And those guys, by the way, feel very hollow inside, quite honestly, on a certain level. Yes, they enjoy their lifestyle, but they're unable to have those meaningful connections with women that they really do want to have. So it's a double-edged sword for them. They get what they want on one level, but they never get what they want on another. Then there's the Hollywood rom-coms, the romantic comedies that tell you that, it's okay, you can sleep with him right off the bat and he should fall for you as well. And sometimes he doesn't, and then you have to win and chase him back, and then all these distorted things that they teach you in these movies that you really can't count on for reality. It's not reality. It's built on a lot of fairy tale myth. Myth number 3 is men have no biological clock. In other words, there's nothing pushing us to move forward faster or to commit in any way, which is not true. Even though we can have children into our old age, we wouldn't want to. I'll give you my example. Really, a guy doesn't want to go anywhere past his late 40s before he has children. And it's primarily an energy sort of thing, okay? My story is that I got married early, and I had my children early in my, I wouldn't say early, but yeah, early in my 40s. And that allowed me the opportunity to have the energy I needed to keep up with them on a certain level. They were only 6 and 4 years old now, but if I was any older, it would have been a challenge and very difficult at that. So again, I realized, and I think most guys do at a certain point, We don't want to go too late. We don't want to go too far before we have our kids. And for many guys, it's not even in their 40s. Some of it's in their 30s. So we do have that biological push, that imperative to get us going, because we have a certain amount of energy to use to raise our kids. Because there's a trade-off. If you have your kids young, you have the youth to enjoy with them, right? You're young, you can do all the things that you want to do when you're young, and then by the time the kids are gone, you're still fairly young, so you can get out and do the things you want to do. Or if you have your kids older, you have the experience that you can pass on. So you've got the youth for yourself to enjoy, or you've got the experience to pass on to your kids. And it's one of those trade-offs that we all sometimes choose, sometimes don't choose in our lives, but it does happen at some point or another. Myth number 4, men are commitment-phobic. This is the big one. This is the one that guys get caught up in. It's the rational assumption, right? Because he tends to run from you. He pulls back. He pulls away. He retreats from you right when you think things should be going forward, right when it seems the best. Well, what it really is, on most levels, it's a man's recovery system. It's his masculinity recovery. What is his masculinity recovery? See, men actually tend to move forward faster into relationships than women do. This is one of the things they have actually proven. Yes, it's scientific. Men actually tend to move forward a little bit faster into relationships. We have the imperative to lock a woman down fairly quickly, whereas a woman can be more, I guess you call discretionary, because she has to choose the father of her would-be children. She has to be very selective. She's going to bear these children. She's going to carry them for 9 months and then, of course, raise them for most of their lives. She has to choose the father and choose him well. But men actually tend to move forward faster. We're actually the first ones to introduce the woman to our family in most cases. And we're also eager to show public displays of affection. We tend to move forward faster on those levels. However, what we do is we retreat very often to recover our balance. Being in contact with a woman for a long period of time, or even for frequent periods of time, throws us off balance. It kind of disconnects us from our masculinity. And we have to get back to that balance. And the way we do it is to pull back and recover it. And you know what? Sometimes, every so often, yeah, it's true, he does pull away. Sometimes it's a better than nothing. Sometimes he may not be as into you as you might be to him, or he realizes on some level he's just not ready. And he'll just take it for what it is. He doesn't feel like he's misleading you. He's just there. But you, on the other hand, may have a deeper investment in the relationship. And again, sometimes it's just a better than nothing, and you have to be able to figure out the difference. Is it just him retreating every so often because he's still mourning his single lifestyle? Is he retreating because he needs to get back to his male balance? Or is he just really maybe not that into the relationship, and he may never move forward into it? That's something you have to determine. And it's something I can also help with one of my programs, where I explain completely all the motivations of a man and how to read him, how to really get deep down into a man's psyche and understand where he's coming from. Go on over to datingadviceguru.com/irresistible. That's datingadviceguru.com/irresistible, where I show you the reasons why men don't commit, and I show you exactly how to get them past that hump. And all those secrets that you want to know, basically a map to the male mind. It's all in there at datingadviceguru.com/irresistible. And I'll give you more of this coming up very soon. This is Carlos Cavallo, datingadviceguru.com.